ng Iglesia ni Manalo. Iglesia ni Manalo na Diablo na nagsasabing iglesia daw ni Kristo. Itong si Marcoleta ay talagang demonyo din na katulad po ni Kibuloy. Paano ko nasabi? Mamaya po papaliwanag ko sa inyo kung gaano po kademonyo yung putang inang Marcoletang ito. Itong malaking matang itong diputang ito na masasabi mo talagang Diablo rin katulad ni Kibulok.
Mr. Chair, yung vlogger na yan, ang pangalan niya sa social media is Epifanio Labrador. Hindi ko po siya kilala. Narinig po ninyo kung murahin niya yung aking relihiyon na kinabibilangan. At pati po ako pinagmumuran niya, tinawag po niya akong demonyo, lahat. Pero hindi po ako kumikibo. Ang sinasabi ko lang, kung tayo talaga ay i-address po natin ang mga ganitong klaseng paninira na mga narratives, ay siguro po pati itong mga ganitong klaseng tao ay may patawag din natin. Ako po, kahit na po ano pang sabihin nila, I will just stay as I am. As transparent and as accountable as I am. Because right now, what we need are people that can probably criticize us to the height of even abusing their rights. Pero ako po, walang problema sa kanila. Ay darating din po ang panahon that these people will be rendered useless. At wala nang maniniwala sa kanila until time will come na masasabi ng tao that they are stupid, useless people and they are simply liars. Tayo po, ang ating role lang basta ayusin lang po natin ang ating pagsisilbi. Kahit ano pong sabihin nila sa atin. Tingnan po niyo yung pagmura nila sa akin. Wala naman po akong hindi ko po nga kilala yan. Kung murahin niya po ako, parang kayo po, narinig po ninyo lahat kung anong pinagsasabi niya. But people, I think, will not believe it. Dahil hindi po ako yun, yung sinasabihan niya. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
That is precisely the objective of this hearing, Representative Marcoleta. So, are you requesting that Mr. Epifanio be called to be invited for the next hearing?
By all means, Mr. Chair, I will thank you for that.
Comsec, please take note. The said person that has been mentioned earlier by Representative Marcoleta will be invited for the next hearing. Before we proceed, may I acknowledge the presence online of Representative Mix Villoferte, Representative Sandro Gonzales. And finally, can we now present the committee video presentation?
Anumang impormasyon, mabilis na ma-access sa pamamagitan ng internet at social media. Clean at komportable sa online marketplace. Trabaho ba ang kailangan mo? Marami ring online job postings. Pero ang problema, mayroong mga bad actors na nagkalat sa internet. Kung di ka maingat, mabibiktima ka ng online seller na scammer. Ang binili mong cellphone, bato pala ang laman.
Bato! Ma'am Eden, bato! Ma'am Eden, bato ang laman! Hindi na yung pera ko, Ma'am Eden!
Ang online job application mo, elaborate phishing scam pala para sa identity theft. At ang news na binasa at pinanonood mo ay maaaring disinformation campaign o fake news. Tingnan nyo lamang ang mga bidyong ito na nagsisirculate sa social media kung saan sinasabing ang Luzon kasama ang Palawan ay dati umanong teritoryo ng China. At natatandaan nyo pa ba ang mga celebrity death hoax na ito? Patay na raw si Chris Aquino, si Kuya Kim, si Gary Valenciano, si Doc Willie Ong at si Jaime Fabregas. At maging ang death hoax ni Celine Dion, kumalat rin sa ating mga social media feed. Marami pang ibang example niyan. Pero ang pinakamabigat ay maraming disinformation campaign na layuning guluhin ang ating lipunan. Sa ating bansa na mayroong 87 million internet and social media users, tinatayang 70% ang nakabasa na o nakapanood na ng political fake news. Sa survey naman ng social weather stations, lumalabas na 51% ng mga Pilipino ang hindi kayang tukuyin kung fake news ang kanilang nababasa o napapanood. Mabigat ang implikasyon nito. Ang propaganda, maling impormasyon at peking balita ay maaaring magresulta upang mabawasan ang tiwala ng taong bayan sa mga demokratikong proseso. Kaya mahalaga ang pagpapatibay ng mga safeguards sa pamamagitan ng lehislasyon ng mga batas na magbabalanse sa karapatan ng malayang pamamahayag at pagbabantay sa fake news. Yan ang paraan upang supilin ng mga bad actors na layuning manggulo sa ating bansa.
Okay, thank you, Comsec. Before we proceed with the interpellations,
Mr. Chair,
yeah,
do we have other bloggers that we have today? We would like to know if there are other bloggers present right now.
Comsec, can you read again the vloggers present and those who are absent?
Your Honors, in attendance for today's meeting, the following vloggers: Ms. Elizabeth Joey Cruz, Ms. Ethel Pineda, Ms. Crisette Laureta Chu.
Mr. Chair, they're here. We'd like them to stand up and acknowledge the recognition.
We already did earlier. I just told them to raise their right hands. Anyway, we have 18 invited social media personalities or quote-unquote bloggers, and I don't know how many are present. But anyway, we'll now proceed with the... can you read again the the bloggers present?
Ms. Elizabeth Joey Cruz, Ms. Ethel Pineda, Ms. Crisette Laureta Chu, Mr. Mark Anthony Lopez, Ms. Mary Jane Kiambao Reyes, Dr. Richard Tesoro Mata, Attorney Trixie Cruz Angeles, and Mr. Mark Louis Gamboa.
So there are at least about 7 to 8 out of 18 social media personalities present.
Mr. Chair, some of these bloggers have their lawyers with them. So I'd like to find out if these lawyers would be allowed
Yes, I
to speak.
think former Secretary Silvestro Bello is standing as lawyer for the social media personalities, correct?
Yes, yes, Your Honor. I would like to confirm that we represent Ms. Crisette Chu as our client, and the other bloggers and who are here present and who have their own counsel, but we collaborate with the third counsel, Your Honor.
Thank you. Representative Paduano.
Mr. Chairman, can we ask Attorney Bello? Sir, can you mention all the names that you represent as counsel? Kasi po, for the information of everyone, si Attorney Bello po has already entered his appearance during the previous hearing, when in fact he was allowed to speak for on behalf of the clients during that hearing. Now, just to reiterate, Attorney, Sec, paki-mention po kasi we have invited at least 18 bloggers, and present as of today is only 7 or 8 mentioned by the COMSEC. So who are those bloggers being represented as counsel by former Secretary Bello?
Yes, Your Honor. As I stated earlier, we represent Ms. Crisette Chu. And in addition, Your Honor, as collaborating counsel, we have the following bloggers, Your Honor. Ms. Mary Jane Reyes, Ms. Trixie Angeles, Ms. Joy Cruz, Ms. Aaron Peña, Mr. Ahmed Paglinawan, Ms. Ethel Pineda Garcia. That's all, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, how many of them are present?
Can you count, COMSEC, ilan ang social media personalities na present in your record? Out of 18. Correct. My estimate was 8. Representative Paduano.
Thank you, Chairman. Anyway, out of the 8 mentioned by former Secretary Attorney Bello, ilan po yung nandito ngayon?
8.
No, the client being represented by Attorney Bello.
They are 7, Your Honor. Present
7
this morning.
present today.
Yes, together with our client, Ms. Cruzette Chu.
And those absent today, out of 8 ata yung, you mentioned 8 names?
In addition to our client on record, Ms. Chu, Your Honor, we are collaborating with the council, with their counsel Attorney Gonzales. They are only 6 present this morning, Your Honor.
And who are those absent today? Paki-mention na po yung absent. Para ma-check lang po sa record, doon sa invitation that was sent to them. Kung ano pong status nun.
We only represent, Your Honor, those, in collaboration, only those who are present this morning, Your Honor.
Only those.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's, Mr. Chairman, that's on record that they will only represent those present today.
Yes, Your Honor, those present today. Only in collaboration with their counsel on record, Your Honor.
Sec, hindi ko po ma-remember if the co-counsel of those bloggers have already entered their appearance during the previous hearing.
No. You don't want- Your Honor, our recollection is only to our counsel, our client on record, Ms. Chu. As to the other bloggers present this morning, we only appear in collaboration with their counsel on record, Your Honor.
So, all those counsel for those other bloggers present today, nandito ba?
Ano ba? Ano? Okay. Ito si Juan. Si Ethel. Now, I mentioned already Dr. Ethel Pineda and MJ.Q. Reyes. And also with Attorney Trixie Angeles, Your Honor. And Ahmed Paglinawan, Your Honor. We mentioned that earlier.
I understand there are 7 names you mentioned, but what I'm asking is there a co-counsel for these bloggers na nandito ngayon?
Wala, Your Honor.
You only represent them?
Yes, Your Honor. Wala kaming ano. Only those present this morning ang nire-represent namin only in collaboration with the recorded counsel, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. But anyway, Chairman, just for the record, with regards to all those indictees and those resource persons that was issued a show cause and subpoena, we'll discuss it later, Mr. Chairman, for the status of all those resource persons that was issued show cause orders and subpoena. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We'll now proceed to tackle the... Yes, please state your name to be recognized.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. I'm Dr. Richard Tesoro Mata. I'm one of the social media. I have counsel, Your Honor. Her name is Attorney Faye Singson.
Good morning, Your Honors. I am here to assist Dr. Richard Mata, Your Honor. I am Attorney Faye Singson, Your Honors. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We'll now proceed to, before that, may I acknowledge the presence of Representative Daphne Lagon online and Representative Zia Alonto Adyong, who is present.
Doon sa ano, malapit sa
Please state your name.
Malamang. Okay.
Mr. Chair, I would like to I would like to inform the Honorable Committee the presence of my counsel with me to be put on record.
Okay, your counsel, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. I am Attorney Mark Anthony and Manuel, counsel for Miss Elizabeth Joey Cruz. Thank you.
Okay, noted. We'll now proceed. The first issue that we tackle is the social
Chair.
media personality, Representative Pablo Ortega.
Sorry. siguro po, Mr. Chair, maganda po na kunin din yung ginagamit nilang mga pangalan, yung mga vloggers. Kasi may parang account name po sila, saka screen name or aliases to be included po sa record as... Kasi may attendance po sila as their individual names. Maganda po siguro makuha din po yung account names.
Comsec,
Thank
please
you.
attend to it. Para hindi na natin isa-isahin pa. Can you approach the social media personalities? What are the names that they're using in their blog? Are there any statements from the social media personalities? Do you have a leader or a spokesperson? Yes, proceed. I give you 2 to 3 minutes for a statement.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and Your Honor. This would be my individual statement. I am appearing before your esteemed committees upon your invitation as a resource person and to give due honor to and respect to our public institutions. Ako po si Mary Jean Kiambao Reyes or MJ Kiambao sa Facebook, co-founder ng isang humanitarian organization. I am actively involved in providing assistance to indigent pediatric patients and communities affected by natural disasters for almost 2 decades now. And as such, I'm exposed to the sufferings of many of our countrymen. Dahilan kung bakit ho masidhi ang aking layunin na labanan ang korupsyon na siyang nagdudulot ng masidhing paghihirap. Nauunawaan ko na ako po ay ipinatawag sa hearing na ito bilang isang resource person ukol sa usaping fake news. Dahil sa mga nagkalat na balita ngayon kung saan labis na nadudungisan na ang aking pangalan at nadidikit sa mga salitang fake news purveyor, pogo bloggers, China paid, narco blogger, nadudungisan ang pangalang pinakaiingatan at ko at ng aking mga magulang. Kaya nais ko lamang po sanang linawin ang mga sumusunod. Bagamat walang masama sa pagiging isang blogger, I cannot really categorize myself as such. Ako po ay isang karaniwang Pilipino lamang na nagsusulong ng good governance at free speech mula pa noon, bago pa man lumaganap ang paggamit ng social media. Hindi po ako pro or anti-Marcos or Duterte or any other politician. Ako po ay pro-good governance. Sumusuporta po ako sa bawat pinuno at bawat Pilipinong nagtataguyod ng maayos at malinis na pamamahala at malayang pamamahayag at pagpuna. Hindi po ako tagabalita. I am not a journalist. I only react and opine to news and current events online. I criticize and yes, I admit sometimes I have my biases, but I do not hit below the belt or resort to ad hominem statements. Issue-based lamang po ako. Lalong hindi po ako nagsusulat o deliberately nag-share ng fake news. Bagamat hindi ko pinasok ang mundo ng pagbabalita, ako po ay isang mass comm degree holder. Isa rin akong editor-in-chief noon at dala-dala ko pa rin ang mga pinag-aralan ko at code of ethics ng mga mamamahayag. Ang bawat opinion ko at reaksyon sa social media ay base po sa aking katotohanan. Katotohanang ayon sa aking karanasan, pinaniniwalaan at prinsipyong pinanghahawakan. Hindi po ako tumatanggap ng anumang bayad o pabor mula sa Pogo, sa narco, China o sa kahit sinong politiko. I have always been against all forms of gambling and illegal drugs. Kabilin-bilinan po ng aking mga magulang, magdildil ka na ng asin. Huwag ka lang magnakaw at huwag mong ipagbibili ang iyong dangal. Nag-aaral po ako ang maigi at kumayod ng husto para maitaguyod ko ang aking pamilya at ang aking sarili sa marangal na paraan. Kaya masakit po na madikit sa mga ganong salita na yung mga fake news purveyor at narco bloggers. Ngayon naman sa usaping China at West Philippine Sea, I do not claim expertise on this matter. Ang sa akin lamang bilang isang Pilipino, marapat lang na protektahan natin ang bawat isla ng ating bansa sa legal at mapayapang pamamaraan. I am afraid, Your Honor, na wala po ako masyadong maiambag sa usapin ng fake news, pogo bloggers, narco bloggers, as I am not in any way involved in any of that. I also cannot claim expertise on social media and blogging. In fact, my SOCMED account is not even monetized. Now, given my limited knowledge on the topics of this legislative hearing, ang maimumungkahi ko lamang sa ngayon ay dalawang bagay lamang. Una, labanan po natin ang fake news sa pamamagitan ng paglalabas ng mas maraming reliable information mula sa iba't ibang ahensya. Pangalawa, and more importantly, paigtingin po natin ang edukasyon ng bansa. Gawin nating mas matatalino ang mga Pilipino so they themselves can more easily decipher what is true from what is false. And I think everyone here sa mga kasama ko sa social media, support the efforts of the TRICOM. We agree that free speech and freedom of expression must be protected and that fake news, disinformation must be eradicated. These are our common grounds that unite us. We wish TRICOM every success. Yun lamang po sa ngayon ang aking maimumungkahi. Sakaling may mga issue sa mga susunod na pagkakataon ukol sa free speech, anti-corruption at disaster relief operations kung saan mas doon po ako linya, at doon yung mas marami kong maiaambag, ay handa po akong makipagtulungan. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang umaga po sa lahat.
Thank you, Ms. Reyes. Just a reminder to the members, after the statements or discussing the issues, we will proceed to the interpellation. As usual, we have a rule for those who would like to interpellate. Please have your names listed for a proper and orderly hearing. Are there any other statement? Can you limit it to 2 minutes? Okay. Please state your name.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Dr. Ethel Pineda Garcia, 64 na taong gulang at isang manggagamot. No, ako po ay pinadalhan ng imbitasyon na dumalo sa hearing, sa unang hearing, kung saan ako po ay magiging isang resource person tungkol sa fake news.
Pwede ilapit po yung mic. Reminder to all the members and resource persons, may problema po tayo sa audio. So, when you speak, please ilapit lang po yung mikropono.
Salamat po. Nang ako po ay pinadalhan ng imbitasyon na dumalo sa hearing kung saan ako po ay magiging isang resource person tungkol sa fake news at ang pagpondo ng mga pogo at narcos, ay nasurpresa po ako dahil sa mga sumusunod. Hindi po ako gumagawa o nagsusulat ng news o balita. Ako po ay nagkokomentaryo lamang sa mga nababasa ko. Sa aking pagkakaunawa ay maroon tayong kalayaan na sabihin ang ating mga opinyon sa mga pangyayari at sa ating kapaligiran ayon sa saligang batas. Wala po akong kaalaman sa pogo at narcos. Ako po ay nag-aral ng mahabang panahon. Nalalaman niyo naman po kung gaano kahaba ang pag-aaral ng medisina at pagkuha ng espesyalisasyon. Sa akin pong panig ay 2 beses po ako ang nag-specialize. At nag-practice ng medisina sa hangad na mabuhay ng marangal na di umaasa sa iba, lalo na sa masamang pinanggalingan ng pera. Sa aking pananaw, at ito ay sinabi ko sa unang sagot ko sa committee, ay hindi ako karapat-dapat na resource person dahil sa wala akong alam dito, at kung may issue tungkol sa kalusugan, tulad ng sinabi ko, ay handa akong tumulong sa gaano man na aking makakaya. At ito po naman ay ginampanan ko habang tayo ay nagkakaroon ng pandemya sa COVID. Kasama po akong dumulog sa Korte Suprema dahil nais ko pong malinawan kung ano nga ba ang dapat. Nananalig po ako na ang batas ay dapat sundin ng lahat. Ang aking pamumuhay ay simple lang. Wala po akong kalayaan. Ang buhay ko ay itinoon ko sa pag-aalaga ng aking pamilya bilang breadwinner sa mahabang panahon. May anak akong nangangailangan ng special na alaga at may ama akong 95 years old na umaasa sa akin. Kahit ako ay mag-isa na ngayon sa buhay, ay nagsisikap akong itaguyod sila sa abot ng aking makakaya sa malinis na paraan. Wala po akong kapangyarihan maliban sa isinasaad ng batas na ating mga karapatan. Ang aking lakas ay nanggagaling sa malinis na konsensya. Kasiyahan nawa tayo ng may kapal.
Okay, thank you. Yes, 2 minutes.
Good morning. Ako po si Dr. Richard Tesoro Mata. I'm a pediatrician for more than 20 years sa Davao City and Panabo City. Naging health blogger po ako about 7 years na. So yes, I have some experience na about social media. At tumabot na din ng about 3 million yung ating total followers. I understand that I have been invited to this forum as a resource person in aid of legislation. So here's po my 2 cents. Agree po ako sa inyo, Your Honors, na dumadami na po ang mga fake news online. Karamihan ay mga clickbait, yung gumagawa ng fake headlines para mapunta ka sa online shops dahil may commission sila to earn or just to gain more followers. Meron ding mga intentional na fake stories in order to destroy someone's reputation. Do we need to make a fake news law? In my opinion, may Cybercrime Prevention Act law na po tayo, which nasa inyo na po yan if you need to amend it. Noong March of 2024, isang former senator na married to a celebrity ay nag-file ng cyber libel sa isang YouTuber dahil sa mga malicious and fake stories about them. Based on that law, cyber libel is defined as the act of defaming or making false statements about someone online through computer system or similar means. So I do believe that the law is already there and functioning as it is. And I want to suggest is something like a KBP or a Kapisanan ng Broadcasters ng Pilipinas, an NGO body that is neutral about politics or religion, that should be composed of trustworthy social media practitioners so we can police ourselves formally. Such NGO body is where we can ask assistance regarding a certain controversial post. Such NGO body can also assess if it's freedom of speech or fake news. Such NGO body can issue warnings and reminders to the influencers in question if seen necessary. That is what we lack, because what we have now are just AI that detects posts that are against community standards. And usually, if you report an influencer, it's hard to talk to a person in charge, but what we have are automated reporting system only. I do believe if we can make this kind of neutral body with the guidance of KBP, we can lessen the fake news, solving the issues without much hassle of filing cases in the court. But of course, for extreme cases, a person can still use the cybercrime law, which is already available. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Are there anybody else who would like to make statement from the social media personalities?
Chair.
Yes. Are you a blogger also?
Yes po.
Okay. Make it short, please.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Mark Gamboa po, political vlogger. Pangatlong appearance ko na po ito sa TRICOM. Gusto ko lang pong masaya po ako na nakasama na po natin ngayong umaga. Ito pong mga kaibigan po natin sa DDS side, lalo na si Miss Crisette Chu. Yan. Kamusta po? Ako po, ang gusto ko lang po sabihin, bukod po sa fake news, kasi po dahil sa aming mga vloggers na rin, nagkaroon po ng culture of hatred, toxicity sa social media. So para sa akin, maganda po yung pagtitipon na ito, na nagkakasama-sama po lahat, para po mapag-usapan po yan, at makita po ng publiko naman na pwede naman magkaiba ng politika kaming mga vloggers, pero at the same time, pwedeng may respeto pa rin sa isa't isa. And also, kasi po nasanay na po ang mga kababayan po natin sa kultura na porket online, kung ano-ano po yung sasabihin doon po sa mga personalidad o sa mga tao, mga masasakit na salita. Ang maganda nga po dito, nandito po tayo ngayon, nandito yung mga vloggers from different political camps. kung meron silang gustong sabihin sa mga, for example, kay General Torre dito, pwede po nilang sabihin harapan po. Hindi po yung sa social media lang, at pwede po nilang face-to-face po sabihin. Kasi po minsan po, ang nangyayari po dahil social media, sa pagka-toxic po doon na po, kumaga mas tumatapang po yung mga kababayan po natin na hindi naman kayang sabihin face-to-face. So yun lang naman po. Thank you po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we'll now proceed with the social media platforms. We have here the representative from TikTok, Ms. Pichi Paderna. You now
Good morning,
have the floor.
Mr. Chair.
You now have the floor.
Mr. Chair, we actually have a video that we'd like to share with the Honorable Committee. We'd like to request the committee secretary to play the video, please.
Comsec, is the video ready already? Then we'll get back to the social media platform. While the video is being prepared, we proceed to the independent media organizations. Do we have representatives from the independent media organizations? Meron po ba? Seems wala. So we'll now go to the government agencies. NBI, do you have any statement?
None, Your Honor.
DICT,
None, Your Honor.
BIR, AMLA, PNP, General Torre, the flavor of the month of TikTok.
None, Your Honor, sir.
To the COMELEC,
None, Your Honor. Thank you po.
and of course to the PCO. Do you have any statement?
Sir, I would like to make a statement. First of all, thank you for inviting the Presidential Communications Office in this very big fight against fake news. The Presidential Communications Office is pleased to speak at the Joint Committee hearing the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Information and Communications Technology and Public Information. The issue of fake news, illegal gambling, deep fakes, pornography, hate speech is the biggest fight right now of our generation. It destroys the very fabric of our society, and we have to protect our children not only of fake news, but all these bad things that we see in this technology platform that we have. But more on the vloggers, we should concentrate a regulation on the platforms. The platforms like Meta, TikTok, YouTube are foreign platforms. They do not have a base here. When you complain for these posts that we can take down, it takes a long time. So we have to focus on the platforms, first of all, to self-regulate them. If you want self-regulation, or maybe come up with an operational system between the PCO, DOJ, and the DICT to identify these fake posts, to identify fake information. You see, what's happening to us is we are being divided online. It's very polarized. And yet, it's Filipinos and Filipinos fighting each other. It is not good for our country to see our countrymen being divided by hate speech, by pornography, that's very easily accessed by our generation. You know, I was talking to the West Philippine Sea earlier about communicating the West Philippine Sea issue to our countrymen. I said never again that the Philippines will lose any part of our country, just like what happened in Sabah. In the Sabah issue in the 1960s, if you look at it, Sabah was owned by the Royal Sultanate of Sulu for a long time. The Malaysians were paying rent to the Philippines. We tried to get it and claim it as our own. But what did the Malaysians do to us? They pitted Filipinos against Filipinos. They supported a Muslim secessionist movement in the south, using religion and race or against each other. Filipino Christians, Filipino Muslims fighting each other. So eventually, because they divided us and eventually conquered part of our territory, we lost Sabah. And imagine if Sabah is like as rich as Mindanao, even probably richer than Mindanao. The Petronas Towers were built because of the minerals and properties of Sabah. It's happening again. This is happening, but now a foreign actor using fake news to destroy each other. So what we want on the PCO side, we urge Congress to join our digital crusade against combating fake news by strengthening our laws, such as the Cybercrime Prevention Act, and introducing internationally accepted policies and standards for content moderation on social media. I respectfully encourage our honorable lawmakers to consider the framework of the Digital Services Act, a recently adopted EU regulation which prevents illegal and harmful activities online and the spread of disinformation while still ensuring that the freedom of expression is upheld. The danger right now, sir, the greater danger right now, aside from fake news, is deep fake, wherein you put a person's face on another person. There were several complaints raised with the PCO that said, "Sir, tignan mo naman, may mga known personalities recruiting on advertising, mga scams. Yung mga OFW natin, nai-scam. Dahil nakalagay yung boses ng isang kilalang personality or isang kilalang negosyante, pero hindi naman totoo yun. Imagine if you put the head of the COMELEC commissioner doon na ang nagsasabi, akala mo deepfake din. It is a national security concern that we really have to fight, not against each other, but collectively, we fight together. We fight as one. Because, you know, the fight against fake news should be prioritized. We said before, right, it was the fight against illegal drugs. But in this generation, the fight against fake news, deep fakes, they bring so many social media ills. Look, we now live in two worlds, the cyber world and the real world. The children right now spend more time on the cyber world. And if you give them constant disinformation, if you give them constant lies and negative news, what will happen to the next generation of Filipinos? We will forever be divided, just like what's happening in the United States. It's now happening in our country. It's so hard now to reach out to the yellows, to the greens, to the reds, or wherever political camp you belong to. What we need to do is to unite. Look at what happened, example, to Congressman Rodante Marcoleta. Pinagbumura siya. Nilait-lait ang kanyang relihiyon. Tama ba yun? And yet, there's no regulation. There's no regulation. There's no punishment. So, on the part of PCO, we're trying to come up with an operational system wherein the DICT, the Department of Justice, and PCO should come up together to take down all these posts we consider national security concern and posts that divides Filipinos and spreading of fake news, and also the fight against illegal online gambling on the internet. It's not just fake news. There's so many ills there. But of course, with technology, there's good and there's bad. It can be a force of good, but we make sure that online, the voice of truth should be louder than lies. It should always be louder than lies. Because now, a lie told 1,000 times drowns out the truth. We don't know what the truth is anymore. So we make sure here, as PCO, we make sure that in PCO, our foundation are truthful facts. I urge everybody here, let's get our acts together. We are not the enemies. We should stand together. The enemy is fake news. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Sec. Ruiz. Before we continue, may I acknowledge the presence of Deputy Speaker David J.J. Suarez, and online we have Honorable Nelson Dayanghirang, Honorable Raul Daniel Manuel, and Honorable Celso Rehencia. We will now proceed with the interpellation. As I've said earlier, to have an orderly hearing, may I request all the members who would like to ask questions to have your names listed. Please state your name. You have something to say?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I would just like to inform the committee that Ms. Sasrogando Sasot was not recognized and was kicked out of the Zoom link that she was provided for.
Unfortunately, ma'am, the Zoom meeting is exclusively for members only. Hindi po para sa hearing yun. The Zoom meeting is for members and the committee secretariat staff lang po. So if she's here in Manila, then she can attend the hearing. Abutin pa naman to ng mga another 3 to 4 hours. We have already 9 members who will be interpolating. We cannot, we would like to apologize because we cannot really accept that. It's exclusive for members and committee secretariat only.